is going on, guys? It's your boy Darius back at it again with another video. So let's talk about the diagnosis I got about Knightryder. Or if you haven't been following the channel long, my 2013 Ford Mustang. So the diagnosis was kind of what I expected, and I'm not in the shop I have doing it. You know, I'll reveal the shop later on. I just don't want to do it right now, but I'll reveal the shop later on. So the shop quoted me a little bit less than what I originally thought they were going to. So it's not knocking me back much, but they did look at it and they said that usually the Mustangs do not have heating issues. So I went to the shop and then they looked at it. They told me to pop the hood and they said, well, normally the Coyotes and Mustangs don't have heating issues. Normally it's the F-150s. But they did say things can happen, you know, 1 in a million chances things happen. You know, every car is different, shit happens. They did see splashback from the water pump leaking, and they think that it's been leaking for a while. I just haven't noticed it. They did say that that it was weird that my intake air temperatures were rising. So they're just gonna go ahead and replace the water pump. And like I said, it didn't knock me back much. Well, they haven't replaced it yet. I just went up there to get a quote. It didn't knock me back much, but I'm just gonna let them do it because it's easier, less headache. If something happens, they can fix it. So, and luckily it'll be done within a day, so I won't be out of Knightryder for long. It's just I kind of was hoping that a water pump, I kind of was hoping that I wouldn't have to get the car worked on until it came to putting parts on my car. But as we know, shit happens. So the shop, you know, I'm gonna talk to them and figure some more shit out. But like I said, it's kind of depressing that my water pump is leaking and that I can't go to track events. So I mean that kind of depresses me. I'm gonna try to go to some here soon. I mean, even if I don't get to take the car and, you know, try everything out and try to better my 1325. Like I said, it just kind of depresses me that the car actually is messed up. I was hoping, if anything, honestly, I was thinking that the first thing that was going to go was when I put the bias plies on the car. The first thing that was going to happen was the drive shaft was going to twist, or I was going to break the drive shaft. That's the first thing I literally thought was going to happen, and it's not. It's the water pump. Now granted, I know the water pump can go out in anything. I mean, you can go buy a car tomorrow and next week the water pump be out. I know the water pump is just something that just wears and tears, you know. And I've owned the car for over 10,000 miles. I bought it with around about 80, 70, 79, something like that. So I put over 10,000 miles on the car, and like I was talking to Dustin, I think, at least, I'm just gonna give a ballpark number, at least 3 to 5,000 of them has been hard miles, you know, coils in my car, spinning, racing it. I mean, it's, you know, majority, I'm not even gonna say half the miles, but probably about 15-20% of the miles I have put on my car has been hard miles. So, I mean, probably the owners before me didn't really get on it. They probably just babied it. So, I don't know. Like I said, shit happens. I mean, I've literally bought the car. I'm still happy with it. I've owned it for over a year now. I'm still exceptionally happy with it. Every time I get in it, it puts a smile on my face. Every time I hear that exhaust crank up, I hear that exhaust out the back, the MagnaFlows rattle when I crank it up, I am still happy because I finally got the car I wanted, and I'm happy about it. I'm happy that I've learned how to shift gears. I've learned how to drop a straight gear. This is my first straight gear, so I'm happy with it. Even though it is broken, I'm still happy with it. Now, like I said, some people's going to be like, oh, it's not broken, you can still drive it. Yeah, I can still drive it, but my intake air temperature rises, and when my intake air temperature rises, it causes the oil to heat up, and hot oil is never good for an engine. And I think like I said, it's just something that happened. Can't get mad about it. I still love my car. I also think I have now, if you follow my Snapchat, you've heard the cold starts of the car. And, okay, Grandma, what are you doing? Why are we going 30 miles an hour and the speed limit is 45? Like, what are you doing, Grandma? So if you follow me on Snapchat, if not, a link to my Snapchat will be down in the description box. So, you know, follow me. Give y'all a quick exhaust tone. Oh God, I still love that. I do. I still love my car. Even though it pisses me off, I still love it. If you follow me on Snapchat and you've heard the cold starts of my car, you've kind of heard that it sounds like my car has a miss. And I honestly have been thinking that for a while. For the past few months, I've been thinking my car has a miss, but I haven't been able to diagnose it. So, because when I first got the car, when you would crank it up, and you would, now granted, I know it's not good to crank up and cut off, but sometimes I crank it up and cut it off because I'm just moving it from up at the top of the hill at work to down to where I'm at. And it was running rich. You could hear when it first started up, it was running rich. It sounded like it had a miss. But I was like, okay, I just need a tune. Well, I got the Bama tune, and it quit. For a little bit, it didn't do it. It didn't sound like it had a miss. So I was like, okay, well, it just needed a tune because it smelled like it's running rich. So I'm like, okay, it just needs a tune. Put a tune on it. For a little while, it did not have a miss. It did not smell like it was running rich. It smelled like it was running like it should be. So I'm like, okay, that's fine, you know. Okay, so it just needed a tune. Well, the past few months, especially when it got colder, I started noticing it. And the car has literally sounded like that since I bought it. So I was like, okay, well, that's what it's supposed to sound like. But the thing about it is, when you crank it up and you try to take off, it acts funny. Like, you give it gas and you'll buck and jerk and twitch. The RPMs will rise up real quick and drop, but then they go back to idle. So for a while I've been thinking, okay, well, I still think I got a miss. And then my daddy said something about it the other day when I cranked it up. One day he goes, your car sounds like it has a miss, and it's literally coming out the right exhaust. The right exhaust. You can hear it really, really good. It sounds like it has a miss just out of that one. Then I got talking to Jeremy, and me and him, we like I said, I haven't got that diagnosed because I'm pretty sure I know what it is. I'm pretty sure my spark plugs one of my spark plugs is fouled out. I'm pretty sure one of my spark plugs is fouled out. So I got talking to Jeremy the other day, and we got to talking, and I told him what it was doing, and thank you, Jeremy, for telling me this is what I thought it was. I'm not crazy. I appreciate you, brother. He even told me, he's like, it literally sounds like one of your spark plugs is fouled out. Because I'm not 100% sure, but he recently changed out his spark plugs. So, I don't know. Maybe that's what it is, but I've got to figure it out because I drive his car every day. And I can't have a broken car every time it has a cold start. Now I know at the track, you know, you're gonna say at the track, you know, you don't let your car get that cold, but I still let my car cool off in between runs. So it could hinder me if I'm at the track and I let it get too cold, and I gotta try to take off and I gotta miss. So I'm gonna change out spark plugs here pretty soon, because for one, I've had the car for 10,000 miles, maybe more, maybe less, who knows. And it's probably about time to actually change the spark plugs. So I'm going to change them here pretty soon. So that's a big thing, and I'm actually pulling into Dollar General right now, so I'm gonna end this video. So and also I've been kind of having some brake squeal, but that's gonna change out here pretty soon because I'm gonna swap out the rotors.